Hi, my name is Leslie. I'm a servant of God. I'm one of 20,000. That's the number he gave me. Um, all I can do is tell the truth. They gave me a huge amount of information, gave me a number, then gave me a couple of years to go over it, which I needed. And then one afternoon, I was taken up. It was October 17th, 2018. I was taken up, judged, and I made it through. It was actually painless, um, but for sure, I was judged. And then after that, I can see, you know, before that, God was just this really, really, really bright light, you know. But then after that, that light faded and I could see him, you know. But I was transformed into a different being, and then I was put back down here on Earth. Um, some other things happened also, but that's between me and them. Um, but anyway, my whole purpose, I get people telling me that I need to be more, uh, you know, slapping you across the face with the Bible. This is what you got to do. This is what you need to do. This is the, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. My purpose is the thing is we're coming into the time of Noah and very confusing times. And, it's like 70% of the world has no idea who Jesus Christ is. Even Christians don't even know who Jesus Christ is, exactly who he is. And the more that the further you go and dive in, read the Bible a couple hundred times and then read the Apocryphas, read Enoch and, and all the others. It's just going to open your eyes to this goes way out there. you know, I mean, it answers a lot of questions. And the time of Noah, these aliens, these extraterrestrial biological entities that are coming, I don't care what you think or whatever opinion you have of it, they're coming. They're actually in our skies. They're actually in our solar system. They're right here around our sun. There's 1,000 ships. If not 10,000 ships. The telescopes have filmed them. The news, the media has the film, but they will not show it. The government shut down the telescopes, but there was some guys, they got the film out and got it onto the internet, and you can see it. Actually, NASA's SOHO camera that looks at the sun 24 hours a day has captured umpteen hundreds of photos of alien spaceships, where there's one, and then there's 100. I mean, I have on my phone one with 100 of them on it, and some with just one on it. And the ships are of all different sizes and shapes, and and it's crazy. It's just crazy, and it's shocking to me that the whole world hasn't looked, but basically people, oh no, that's fake. No, you look at it. You get to looking at some of these pictures, and they're not fake. Even the International Space Station, I've watched it, and UFOs or ships from other planets and other beings float right on by. I mean, you can see the writing on the side of the ship, the rivets or whatever, and then the NASA turns it off. I mean, NASA is a gold mine of, seeing this stuff. It's absolutely real, 100%. They're here. They're gonna come. You're gonna be seeing UFOs more often. I digress. But my purpose is to give you the basics. I mean, you can go to church, for 5 years and really not get it, but I'm telling you straight up what it is, boiling it down to its essence, like you go to a church and they're going to just beat you upside the head with the Bible about the 10 Commandments. And Jesus says that, I think it's right here, you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. And that fulfills all the law. I mean, if you do that and you live but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law, because that's the way to live. That, and those who are Christ have crucified the flesh with the passions and I can't read it through here. Has crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. Or over here, I mean, just right here in this part explains the Bible. I mean, it explains the law and the New Testament, the way, the truth, and the life. And you know what I mean? You come to one of my sermons and there you go. And be like, all right, now it's coffee and donuts. I just told you the basics. I mean, you do this and you're good to go. But, people are always looking for a loophole in order to get away with sinning. I mean, if you look at it and think about it, a little bit of the Bible, you're going to realize that this time that we're in right now is the most sinful time in creation. You know what I mean? It's worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And God's warned against that. That in the time to come, it's going to be worse than the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. And look what I did with Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like the immorality and the harm that we do to each other. Anything you are invasive or get into somebody's face or try to tell them what to do with their spirit and their body and their mind, is a sin. You're sinning against them. You're taking away their free will. And my way of teaching is to try to just give you knowledge and and then leave it up to you. It's your life. I'm just telling you there's a better way. It's exhausting to be evil. Don't you think all that time that you spend manipulating people, causing them hate and discontent, pain and agony, and beating them down, it's just, just think about all that energy you're spending on that. And if you just took that same energy for good and just to help other people, in the way, in like what I just, walking in the Spirit, and being the love your neighbors as you love yourself, doing good, helping each other, lifting each other up, it's so much more enjoyable. It's fun, it's good, everybody gets out of it and gets away with it, with being lifted up into a higher energy, a higher frequency, a higher dimensional, being prepared, and everybody should be in charge or in control, and sovereignty of their own spirituality and growth, and to seek out and find, and that spiritual, because you are spiritual, and learn. And that's your deal. If you miss the boat, you miss the boat, because you didn't want, oh, that's just all a bunch of bullshit. It's like, well, no, it's not. I'll guarantee you it's not. There's good and there's bad. And then there's good bad, where they, want you to come into their church or their group or their whatever, and they want you to do what they tell you to do, and believe what they tell you to believe, and control you. And that's no good. No good at all. You need to learn by asking, and learn the truth. Because our churches, they're having problems right now, and the best thing to do is read it for yourself. You ask any good, righteous preacher, and he will tell you, read it for yourself. Don't take anybody's word for it. Read it for yourself. And I say, read the New Testament for yourself. And then I would say, read the Apocryphas. Read Enoch next, after you read the New Testament. And then read Enoch, and then, you in between time, read the Old Testament. You need to read it for yourself. Don't be, hoodwinked. There's truth. That's how I did it. I tried to do the preacher thing and the homeschool thing, but I drove truck over the road, so I couldn't do that. And believe it or not, I prayed, asked God, I need to learn, and He would put angels everywhere, and people that were very wise ministers. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people driving truck that are really smart, about a lot of things. And there's a lot of preachers, or guys that, have doctorates in theology. I think, but anyway, I was lucky. I was ministered by angels. And so I learned, and I keep learning, and there's so much to learn, but Jesus Christ, the Messiah, is the way, He's the only way to all the way up, to heaven, to the highest dimensions, or, the heavens. He's the way, and you can find that in a lot of different teachings that are not the Bible. It's crazy, so I'm just trying to give you the basics, and then you go from there, okay? And that's, I guess, all I can do, because there's a lot of wasted time. There's never any wasted time. But right now, the time is short, and you need to learn, the basics. The basics. And I taught you the basics in what, 2 minutes? Now, if you come and say, well, how can I, sin and be okay? And it's like, you can't, How can I screw somebody over, or, or beat somebody up, or be, mentally and verbally abuse them and still be okay? And it's like, you can't. Anytime you trespass against somebody else, against their mind, against their body, against their soul, against their emotions, you are sinning against them. You are doing bad against them. They're, you can't do that. You can't trespass. It's like going into somebody's house and breaking their shit, taking their shit, and going away. You trespassed against their house. That ain't right. There's nothing right about that. And you're going to have to, suffer the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. We just need to lift each other up, love each other, and help each other, and be loving and kind. Love yourself, and then love others as you love yourself. Do to others as you have done to yourself. Be loving and kind, being generous and charitable, lifting others up, helping others up, just helping people, And if they don't want your help, don't give them your help, but offer, If they don't want your help, don't trespass against them and force yourself on them. Just go, okay, well, I'm here if if you need me, but that's how it's done. And then you gotta be your own person, when it comes to, you're gonna have people that are gonna want you. You need to join me. You need to give me money, and you need to do what I tell you to do, and it's like, you need to run as fast as you can away from that person. You need to run. You need to be your own person. You are a powerful person, and don't give yourself over to somebody else. So anyway, I'm talking too much again all at once. All right, well, God be with you. Peace and grace be with you. And I'm just trying to give you the basics, help you out, because things are going to get crazy here pretty soon. When the time of Noah, when those people come. All right. I encourage you to receive Jesus Christ as your Savior. I encourage you to be loving, kind, generous, charitable person, helping others. And I encourage you to receive grace and forgiveness, So, God be with you.